The use of Native American mascots has been a hot-button issue for several Maine communities for a long time now. Good evening, everybody. I'm Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. Our Pulse poll today is continued from this morning and asks, should Maine schools remove Native American symbols as mascots? Go to pulse.newscentermaine.com to vote or open the Pulse tab on our mobile apps. The reason we have this question is because Nokomis Regional High School is likely to join districts across Maine in removing its Native American mascot.
Yeah, Nokomis is originally named after a tribal character, currently using warriors as its mascot. So far, school administrators say that community members are opting to keep the name but change the imagery. The RSU 19 school board has yet to approve the change formally. If that change does go into effect, it would leave Skowhegan High School as the only school in the state to keep its tribal mascot. Skowhegan is the Indians. We'll have more on the story coming up on News Center Maine at 5 o'clock.
Well, it definitely feels like fall sport weather out there.
It does. And everybody has their eyes in places that's a little bit far away, but might be getting closer. And Jess is going to, you know what I'm talking about, right, Jess?
I do.
You know what I got,
I
right?
got you there. Right. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in just a minute. We're going to talk about our weather first because we do have some rain on the way. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen a good amount of rain, but it is very close, kind of gray and dark outside, and we will see some rain moving into the state, already moving into much of York County there, but we'll continue to see it move to the north and east. It's going to be pretty rainy tonight into early tomorrow morning, and then the showers stick around for much of the day tomorrow too, but I promise after that it's going to be gorgeous for at least us here in Maine. This is what's happening right now in New England. Again, a pretty big area of some rainfall sticks around tonight into tomorrow morning, and then by tomorrow afternoon it'll start to let up and it'll start to get a little bit nicer in the second half of the week, and next weekend look pretty good for us. Current temperatures are in the low to mid 60s, 64 right now in Bangor, 61 in Portland. Definitely starting to feel like fall out there. Dew points are even lower. Nice dry air mass in place. So here's a look at what's going to be happening tonight. Again, rain moving into about the western third of the state by 9 o'clock tonight, but overnight that rain continues. Could be pretty heavy at times, so we're keeping an eye on that for sure. Still raining for early tomorrow morning, for much of the morning tomorrow, but by about 9 o'clock, about mid-morning tomorrow, that rain starting to let up across southern and western Maine, and skies will start to clear out a little bit. We'll still see the clouds for tomorrow, but at least it'll dry out as we get into tomorrow afternoon. Things will improve, and I'm telling you, I promise you're going to love the second half of the week here in Maine. However, still keeping an eye on Hurricane Florence. Latest update just in a few minutes ago. Winds now sustained at 140 miles an hour. Wind gusts up to 165 miles an hour. This is still a Category 4 storm. Winds have to be sustained at 157 miles an hour to be a Category 5. We're hoping that doesn't happen. This still looks like it'll be making an impact along the East Coast. So we'll talk about much more about Florence coming up in just a little bit. Guys?
All right, thank you very much. Yes, we'll certainly be looking out for that. Okay, so since this show started, we've been asking you, the viewers, to reach out to us if you have any questions about anything going on in your communities and you'd like to get some answers to it. So we got an email from a viewer. This viewer asked to remain anonymous, and they wanted us to look into bed bug laws in Maine. This person lives in Biddeford apartment, and it says the apartment's been infested now for some time, and the landlords just aren't doing enough about it.
So here's the notice they say that the building's manager put up last week, saying they already brought in exterminators for one section of the building, telling tenants to bring any other sightings to their attention.
But the viewer says that the bugs are still there and in people's apartments, and nothing's being done about it. So we told you again that we want to answer your questions when you have them. So you asked, we answer. Here's Sam.
All right, guys. So not sure if you knew this or not, but Maine actually has laws in place to help with bed bug prevention. So if you're a tenant, a landlord, this ever happened to you, you might have some of these questions. So friends, pop quiz time. Ready here? So when should you report a bed bug sighting to your landlord? Guess.
Immediately.
Right, yeah, right away, right?
Okay, answer. Survey says immediately. Great job, guys. Yes,
you.
Immediately. As soon as you see them, let your landlord know. So from that point, how long do you think your landlord has, one, to check out the accusations, the situation, right? And then from there, if you have them, how long do you think they have to get rid of them?
I'll say 2 weeks.
I'm going to say 1 day.
1 day.
These are bed bugs.
I know. Okay. Survey says. Let's see. Okay. So
Oh.
Once you say that there's an issue, your landlord technically has 5 days to perform an inspection. So if they find something, they then have 10 days to take care of it. So basically 15 days kind of total that we're looking at that they have. So if they don't, they're looking at like a $2,500 fine.
So you're saying potentially the bed bugs could still remain a problem up to like 15 days at a time for someone?
Yes.
So what are you supposed to do, just out of curiosity? Like you wake up and you see there's bed bugs everywhere. You have to stay there for 15 more days until they figure it out?
Yeah, no, great questions. And I found a bed bug expert to explain that for us.
Bed bugs never get better, they only get worse. And so, so as long as you're not taking care of them, they're breeding and they're having a good time. The National Pest Management Association, best practices are that you treat that apartment, but you're also inspecting every apartment that touches that affected apartment, because bugs move, and they may have moved through the walls from one of those apartments, and you want to get a hold of the problem.
All right, so Carlson also says that it's okay to be in the vicinity of bed bugs for those 15 days or so. It's uncomfortable, but it's okay. And again, if you guys ever have a question or something you want us to look into, just ask now. We'll leave the answer back to you.
I'm not waiting 15 days. Sorry, no. I'm out of there until it gets cleaned up. All right, thank you, Sam. Longtime South Portland police officer Linda Barker has spent her entire life serving others, and now all those who know her are returning that favor. Barker's been battling Hodgkin's lymphoma for more than a decade. On top of that, she was recently diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia.
Her family and co-workers are stepping up to do all they can for the woman who has given so much, including creating a GoFundMe page to help with her growing medical expenses. Those who know her best say she's the most selfless woman who is always there in a time of need, and they have no doubt she will beat this.
She has touched a lot of people in a very positive way through all the years. She'll have another 20 some odd years of health and an opportunity to do what she's always done, and that's to give of herself and try to make her life as well as everybody around her better.
If you'd like to support Linda Barker, we have a link to her GoFundMe page on our website.
All right, back in July, we introduced you to John Peronello from New Hampshire and Tanner Pigeon from York, Maine, who were about to embark on the adventure of a lifetime. I love this.
I was so happy to hear from these guys. The two Maine Maritime Academy grads quit their jobs, jumped into a 1984 Reliant Rialto with 3 wheels and a gas tank that held 1 liter at a time, and took part in the Mongol Rally. It's a 10,000-mile trek. It began in the Czech Republic, it ended in Russia, and we are happy to say they made it.
The two completed the race in 57 days, which was 3 less than they had as their original goal. They raised money to fund research for rare cystic fibrosis mutations. Once they left there was no support along the way, so no people to check in with, no helpers, just 2 men, a 3-wheeled car that goes 18 miles to the tank, and a satellite phone in case of emergency.
Yeah, so he sent me a message and he's like, "We made it." I was like, "Oh, I've been waiting like 2 months to hear from you."
The dad in you is worried.
Yeah, right.
Text me when you get there.
Exactly. So
yeah,
they
satellite
made it,
me
so
when
it's
you
good.
get there.
Don't forget to vote in our Pulse poll. We want to know what you think about high school mascots in our state. Go to pulse.newscentermaine.com or click on the Pulse tab on your app. 66% of you said that no, Maine schools should not remove Native American symbols as their mascots. 33% of you saying yes, they should. We'll keep on voting throughout the rest of our show.
All right, coming up, we're going to see where the Maine football team is ranked after a big win over the weekend. And
an aerospace and defense company in Maine is now hiring. We'll take you inside.
Yeah, I like that. The interaction.
All right.
I did. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Let's see if I can get the Facebook feed to work today.
How's everybody doing today?
What's up? Face of the book.
Let's see.
I've had some issues getting it to work recently.
Yeah, it's just slow to go. But everybody have a good weekend?
Got it.
Who's enjoying the cooler weather? Me too.
I loved yesterday.
Yeah, it was such a nice day.
Perfect fall day. Maya had soccer. She ran out there. She was all excited. It was good.
I ate the most food yesterday. I just
What's up, Fred?
Consumed all day.
Deborah? Joe?
Did you hear? She ate so much yesterday. What did you eat?
Yesterday? I don't understand.
Ortiz. Yeah.
Did you ask me what I ate?
Well, just like having a conversation.
I thought you were talking to them. You said, "Hey, Facebook," and then you kept going. So I
Well,
was
you're
looking
part
for.
of it too. We're in a circle
Sorry,
of
I have to answer
conversation.
Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay. I wasn't invited to your house yesterday, so I stayed home.
I did invite you to my house.
Chili,
You said I'm having people over.
and I had.
I said, "Leave.
What
Do you
else
want
did
to
I have?
come over
Oh,
on Sunday?"
chicken wings, and I had candy, and I had
Candy.
taquitos, but I couldn't eat too much
Oh, I thought you
because
were
I had
gonna
to go to my
say
mother's
something
for
else.
Rosh Hashanah. So I had to stagger my eating because if I got to her house and I was full, she would have been very mad. So I had to pace it.
Yeah, sundown. You have to stop.
Add a line about the school name saying that she works in a greenhouse about what her plan is called.
No, I'm not allowed to look at the Facebook comments. I have to talk to Lindsay about food.
Don't be rude about it.
Oh my goodness. So, I was going to say though. What's that?
Oh, okay, yep. Okie dokie.
Ooh, Adeline,
that is a great question.
That is very interesting. I'm glad I didn't read that out
Thank you,
loud.
Rachel. Thank you,
just in case
JR.
people take that the wrong way. But Happy New Year, speaking of, to those who celebrate. Oh. Is that real?
Alrighty, over the weekend, the UMaine football team picked up its third ever victory over an FBS team when the team came back from 21 points down and beat Western Kentucky on the road. Oh, by the way, Black Bears were rewarded for their win. They moved into the top 20 of two major polls. They are now number 17 in the FCS football stats top 25 poll.
That's the team's highest ranking since 2013, the year they won the CAA title. The Black Bears also sit at number 20 in the FCS coaches poll. They will take on another FBS school, Central Michigan, next Saturday.
And you can hear from head coach Joe Harris-Simiak coming up tonight on News Center Maine at 6 o'clock. All right, this is a day a lot of people are waiting for. The Maine Mariners announcing their single ticket prices today. We wanted to know what hockey fans throughout our state thought about the new prices. So I put this up on Twitter. Just want to know how you feel about the single ticket prices, and here's both the advanced ticket prices and the game day prices as released by the team. Here's what some of you had to say.
Chris Cormier tweets, not trying to be cheap, but that's too expensive, especially first year for that level. They'd be better off going cheaper and comparable to the Sea Dogs prices, which are fair. Would be better to fill the stands, sell concessions and souvenirs rather than have an empty arena. And Adam Rosso adds, tickets to East Coast hockey games should range from $10 to $25 max. I'll still go to a handful with my son, but I play this level and it's not worth $30 per ticket anywhere in the arena. What team do you play for? Now I'm curious.
See, now you're asking questions.
Yeah.
Everybody's got questions on our
Right.
show. I have a question.
Yes.
What's your husband up to?
Oh, I know, you would think that he's looking for a new job, but really he's not.
I'll let you read this because his name's there.
In a new series, Clay Gordon's going to see who's hiring, and that's coming up next.
And we'll check back in with Jess. She will have the forecast, and she's got her eyes on the tropics as well. It's all coming up. Hey, look at that. I didn't even know you were going to say that. We're on the same team.
Oh, I love it.
I didn't know that's what your board said. Yeah. That's so funny. I had no idea.
I was like, all eyes on Florida.
I didn't even know.
So, yeah. Okay, I was trying to look at what the ticket prices were. I couldn't really see. What are the ticket prices?
Well, I mean, they're kind of staggered. They're not, I don't remember them.
What's
off
the
top of my
most
head.
expensive ticket? Like $40?
No, 30 something, or 28 maybe, or 30. So, I mean, they're not. Hockey is expensive, and it's more expensive of a ticket.
Oh,
than
thank
other
you. We're in the
sports.
newsroom.
And it's not fair to compare hockey to basketball or baseball because overhead's different, ice time is more expensive. So there's no apples to apples. I know I saw a lot of people like, well, they should charge like the Sea Dogs. Well, you can't really do that. It's you have fewer games. It's just a totally different situation.
Yeah.
But the only thing I saw people commenting was, for the most part, was the Pirates failed because their tickets were too expensive. So because people just couldn't afford to go anymore, so nobody went, so the team ended up moving. And the concern is these ticket prices are pretty much what the Pirates charged. So they're just worried that this won't be sustainable. That's all. Because if the American Hockey League was charging that and nobody would go, then will people pay that same amount to go to the East Coast? I hope they do. I mean, I'm obviously rooting for the Mariners. So,
right.
I think they'll start off really well because it's new and it's been gone for a couple of years. And people are excited.
I'll tell you what, I drove by and saw the logo up on the arena for the first time, and I was so excited to see that up there. It's side note, it's really cool for Clay and I because obviously we both played ice hockey. We talk about that all the time. And his high school colors were green and blue, and my college colors were green and blue for hockey. The Kelly green and the blue, like the exact same
Seattle
versions.
Mariners,
but the
the
Mariners, the Seahawks. I thought that's where you were going. They're like a neon green.
They are now. Back in the day when I was a child, long before you were born, that's kind of what those look like. So.
Like the Whalers. If we're going back in the day, I can go back in the day when it comes to hockey.
So
not 80s music, but hockey.
I have a Maine Mariners jersey from 1977 when the building opened. Do you?
Shannon Moss, in for the rescue.
I'm sorry, what was that?
What?
Your mic must have cut out there.
What?
So anyway, I obviously hope it works out awesome for the Mariners. And October 13th is their home opener. So that's a Saturday night. Excited about that.
Can you believe October is like soon?
Don't even say that. Don't do it.
This is a cool story. We could do some beatboxing.
Of course it is.
Okay, so the next time you stare off into space, remember there are some Maine-made products in orbit.
Oh, not just randomly into space, actual space?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm staring off into space all the time. So this high-tech company that's helping expand the final frontier is actually now hiring. Clay Gordon tells us more about it.
For 49 years, Fiber Materials Incorporated designs, machines, and fabricates parts for the Department of Defense, every branch of the military, and NASA. The aerospace manufacturing company is located in Biddeford.
Our components go into solid rocket motors, which are then put into defense missiles, interceptor missiles, and ICBMs.
Or intercontinental ballistic missiles.
We also sell heat shields to NASA and other primes that are building these vehicles for NASA to support space science.
Their heat shield technology was used on the Mars rover landing. It helped collect cosmic dust. 2 years ago, almost to the date, the OSIRIS-REx took off to chase and bring back samples from an asteroid. FMI had a part in it, and they are currently supporting the Orion and Mars 2020 missions. Government contracts will last the company for now until 2084. As you can imagine, many of their products are trade secrets, but Godboat was able to show us parts of the facility. What is in Building 3?
Building 3 is basically where we do our heat treat process. So we have ovens for heat treating, so it's under high temperature and high pressure treatment. It goes through multiple cycles in that process.
And what kind of temperatures and pressure are we actually talking about?
I can't give out that information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mean that.
No, it's a good question.
Yeah.
But
very hot.
Upwards of 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and pressures, significant pressure as well.
If that gets you fired up, they are hiring about 60 positions.
One of the unique things about FMI is that we do everything here from concept to design to production, so we really need a wide range of talent to add to the team.
The company is attracting bright minds from out of state.
To be able to work in my field and, do these things every day, and then at home have the beach in Portland, and, this whole area is just, it's unmatched. I don't know where else you go for this.
When you think of Maine, you don't always think of aerospace manufacturing, so it's nice that you can do something like this and right here in Maine, and you don't have to go elsewhere for it.
So if you're interested in working at a company like FMI, walk right into their lobby. It's open during business hours. Sit down right here at this computer, and you can apply for positions online. In Biddeford, Clay Gordon, News Center, Maine.
Interesting they stopped recording right at the end there before he swiveled around and filled out an application. I'm just kidding.
You trying to tell me something?
No.
I don't want to lose Clay.
I'm just teasing. But doesn't everybody at one point want to be an astronaut when they grow up?
Looks pretty cool.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not going to name names, but somebody that rhymes with Hessica was paying close interest to that story.
It's weird. So what's up?
So anyway, I will say
we have so much weather.
We've been hearing a lot about Florence, and we're hearing more about it now.
Yeah, I'm starting to get nervous about it, honestly. I don't like the looks of it. We'll go through it in a minute. We'll talk about our local weather first, because I know this is probably what most of you guys want to hear about. But of course, many people have friends, relatives in the Carolinas and in Virginia, but we'll talk about ours first. Some rain. It's on the way. It's going to rain overnight tonight through much of the morning tomorrow. And then for some of us, it's still going to be sticking around into tomorrow afternoon as well. Right now, raining in York County, starting to make it into southern Oxford and southern Cumberland County. But again, it will continue overnight tonight and through part of tomorrow morning. So going to need your raincoat as you head out the door tomorrow. Let's go through the hour-by-hour forecast. This is 9 o'clock tonight. That rain starting to move into much of the state. It'll continue overnight, heavy at times. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Many locations are seeing some moderate rain. So it's not going to be a pleasant walk with the dog in the morning or a pleasant jog. It's going to be pretty rainy out, but as we get into the late morning, early afternoon hours, you can see that rain moving out. Lunchtime, still some heavy rain in down East Maine, along the down East Coast, but for the rest of us, starting to see a few showers. Temperatures tomorrow, a little bit warmer. We'll make it into the upper 60s and lower 70s, but that's about it for the highs tomorrow. By tomorrow night, most of us will make it into those low to mid 70s, and then that's going to do it for tomorrow. These temperatures get close to 80 degrees or even a little above 80 degrees by the end of the week. Wednesday morning, couple showers around. Temperatures make it into the upper 60s and low to mid 70s again on Wednesday, but not too bad of a day. Sunshine across northern Maine, and in southern Maine we'll see those clouds sticking around. So how much rain are we going to get for tonight and tomorrow? Many of us will be somewhere between about 3/4 of an inch of rain and about 1.25 inches. So a good soaking rain, good for the lawns. Tonight we do have a coastal flood advisory for the Cumberland County coast, also for the York County coast. High tide tonight at around midnight. And we could see just some minor coastal flooding and a little bit of splash over here. All right, let's talk about Florence. So right now, starting to get to be a really strong Category 4 hurricane. Winds are sustained at 140 miles an hour, but they are gusting up to 165 miles an hour. This is a strong storm, guys. It is no joke, moving to the west-northwest at 13 miles an hour. Models have really come into a pretty good agreement over the past 24 to 48 hours, the past day or two. It does look like it will make landfall right now. It's still looking like it's going to be along the North Carolina coast. So let me show you that here. Kind of just to the north and east of the Wilmington, North Carolina area, and it does unfortunately look like it's going to make landfall as a Category 4 storm with winds at least 130 miles an hour, and they could have gusts of 140 to 150 miles an hour. As it moves offshore, it'll still stay a hurricane for almost 24 hours, so a very strong storm. Of course, we're worried about storm surge, we're worried about coastal flooding. They've already started evacuations in North Carolina, South Carolina, and along the Virginia coast. Now, this track has shifted very slightly to the north and east with the last update. This just came in at 5 o'clock. We'll have another update for this storm at exactly 11 o'clock tonight. Of course, we'll keep you updated on that. But guys, this is a very serious storm. If you have friends or family in that area, make sure they're taking it seriously. For our forecast, seas around 7 to 10 feet, water temperature 63 degrees. Those winds could gust up to 30 knots by tomorrow afternoon. So it is going to be still rainy through the day tomorrow, but by tomorrow afternoon the rain starts to move out of the area. Good soaking rain though. It's good for the lawns. Warmer with some sun on Wednesday. Look at this. Look at these temperatures back into the low to mid 80s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then the weekend's looking nice. I said just tomorrow is kind of what we have to deal with, and after that, sunshine and 70s. Not a bad fall, I don't think, but unfortunately Florence, not great. And we're going to talk more about it at the end of the show too.
All right, just thank you very much.
That is the brand new theme for Sunday Night Football from none other than Miss Carrie Underwood herself, my girl. Took a lot of people by surprise though when it debuted last night. Did not really go well with fans online who were expecting something else. Roger breaks it down for us. Pros: sang Sunday night on multiple occasions. Cons: did not sing "oh" in advance of that, saying it was Sunday night, with a final grade of a D+. Ouch, a little aggressive. Mike says if there's any reason to boycott the NFL, here we go, it's because of that atrocious Carrie Underwood intro song. As a nation, we deserve better. Wow, a little salt in that wound. Alyssa doesn't even watch football and says she still likes the waiting all day for Sunday night theme. And some people want her gone altogether and says she needs to pass the baton. Austin is asking why is she still doing the Sunday night football intros. Now Mitch wants NBC to bring back Faith Hill, hashtag make SNF great again. And obviously there are people out there who were into the new theme. Kelly says you're lying if you say the most exciting thing about a new NFL season isn't a new Carrie Underwood Sunday night football song. And Adam says he's a huge fan of that new segment. I'll admit I like her original song, Something Bad with Miranda Lambert, which was the inspiration for last year's song. I feel like there was a little more energy there. What do you guys think?
I loved it. I get the goosebumps. I love Carrie.
And in fairness, every time they switch songs, people complain, and then they love it, and then they're mad when the next song comes along. So it's just people.
And
like
if you're gonna complain, I mean, I'd love to hear your voice.
No, that song worked for me. Carrie Underwood sings it, I'm listening.
Exactly. All right, let's check in with Cindy Williams, who's letting us know what's coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, guys. The town of Holden is the latest town in Maine to kick curbside recycling to the curb. They say they just cannot afford to offer it anymore. We're going to look at this trend and what it means for the rest of us. And we are now less than 2 months away from Election Day. And tonight, Maine's 4 candidates for governor are facing off for the very first time. Those stories and more all ahead at 5:30. Back to you.
Thanks, Cindy. Quick reminder, Pulse poll happening right now regarding Maine mascots. A lot of you joining the conversation right now on our Facebook live stream. You can do that too. Raindrops when we come back. All right, everybody. So there was one comment I saw from Jerry. If high school mascots offend the Native American people, then they should be changed. My high school mascot is an Indian, but we're not called the Indians.
Is our audio gone now, Liam, still?
Yeah.
We're back now? Why was it gone that whole block? I don't know. Somebody says there's no audio.
Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe for literally 2 seconds.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, okay. I don't know what it is. Did you hear that weird noise?
Oh, John was just down in that area of North Carolina a few days ago.
Oh,
so.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna be. That
so did Bermuda really kind of dodge it, or not yet?
Wait, what'd you say?
Oh, sorry. So I have friends from my field hockey team in college that live in Bermuda, and anytime I see these storms spinning out near them, I get so worried.
And September is hurricane season. I mean, that's when all these things happen. So
yeah.
It's a dangerous place to be.
Tina says she agrees with Jerry. Joe says audio is all good. Thank you. Thank you, Kiri. Thank you, Roger. Thanks, Bev.
Can we show those? Your shoes.
All right.
I like your dress too.
Oh, are we switching?
Okay.
Are you gonna stand up on the thing and then
Yeah.
Lindsay, if you could actually just scooch down a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
so
gonna
wait.
talk about hurricane hunters a little.
Okay. So is Bermuda in the clear or not really?
Yeah, it is. It's like
okay,
right
it's up there.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shot first, guys.
I just get so worried about them. And then
How much
when
time
you say
do we have? I think we're way over.
I said, what do we have for time?
How much time will Jess have?
I just want to know how fast to click. I think we're like 45
Okay.
seconds.
Is that okay?
I didn't hear anything.
45 seconds.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'll do pulse results super quick, and then we can get back to
Yeah, I'll just
JC.
be quick.
JC.
Yep, weather one. I didn't hear him at all during the whole show, so. Weird. Had no weather time cues. Yeah.
Oh, so he kept telling you to rap.
Your cues were fine.
Didn't hear
I'm just
anything.
kidding, he did.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like spot on. You have good instincts.
It's good. You know, I was like, I don't know.
All right, one more look at our pulse results. Most of you saying no, high school mascots in Maine should not change. So out of respect for the American Indians, and so there you go, Native Americans. So
there you go.
Thanks for voting, and thanks for all your conversations on Facebook and on YouTube.
All right.
She's back.
Yeah, we're still talking about Hurricane Florence. Of course, we will be for the next several days. Still a Category 4 storm with winds sustained at 140 miles an hour. hurricane hunters are still flying into this storm, even though it's such a strong storm.
Wow.
We have 3, one that's in it right now. You can see actually the plane. This is a little graphic of what they're doing. Now this is the flight level wind speed. It's 151 miles an hour where they are flying an airplane. They're flying through this. This is the minimum surface pressure. It has increased. It has decreased, which means the storm strength has increased since the last run. So they're flying out of Bermuda, they're flying out of Savannah, Georgia, and they're also flying
Would you do this?
I would love to. Just one time.
No, no, no. You're both grounded. All right, News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now. No.
Crazy.
No, it's so crazy.
It's
News Center Maine, Louis Daisy.
When he said 10, I said G5.
What's it like in the...
I don't know.
Do you
They
know?
let broadcast meteorologists go up once in a while.
do?
They wouldn't in this storm, but yeah, they do sometimes.
Bye, guys.
It's like a 12-hour flight. I mean, you're in there all day.
hours?
It would be so cool.